Well, we're seeing plenty of sunshine down along our coastal parishes. We can see that using our Gulf Coast Sports Entertainment camera on Grand Isle. Beautiful shot right now from the Hurricane Hole Resort and Marina. A beautiful beach scene right there in Grand Isle. And you can see where we've had with the satellite that lack of cloud cover here along the immediate coastline, inland areas dealing with the clouds. But even those are starting to erode a little bit. We'll see a little bit of a fair weather cumulus cloud field. We're under the influence of high pressure, and so disturbances right now kind of moving up and over us currently. You can see some precipitation of all forms kind of across the northeast and then in the Rocky Mountains and then off towards the west coast, another disturbance moving inland. But here's a look at the water vapor loop, and we can kind of make evidence of that kind of ridge pattern. I've got this dip in the jet stream along the east coast, developing dip in the jet stream along the west coast, but for us kind of up and over. That's the path that these disturbances are going to take. So you'll notice some drop-offs here in the upper air pattern, but they stay well towards our north, so we don't see any significant change to our weather pattern until we get towards the weekend. So we're going to be dealing with a steady warming trend as we move through the rest of this week, but heading into the end of the week and the weekend, here comes that next dip. So that next dip is going to start to pull down some of that cold Arctic air, and that'll start to move in as we get towards the beginning of next week. So we are going to see a pattern flip once again in terms of the roller coaster temperature ride. Could even see and flirt with some freezing temperatures early next week. So here's a look at the fog potential. That's going to be one of the impacts we're going to see with these warmer than normal temperatures and a surface southerly wind flow. So expect areas of patchy fog with average visibilities around 1 to 3 miles for the next couple of mornings. Tuesday, Wednesday, patchy in nature, not widespread. Thursday, though, a bit more widespread potential for some pockets of dense fog. Timing 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Use those low beam headlights, but watch for those kiddos. They're going to be at area school bus stops. Wind is probably going to be our big hindrance for allowing for thick and widespread fog for tomorrow. You'll notice that winds kind of around 5 to 10 miles per hour through the morning hours, but we are going to see some breezy conditions heading into the afternoon. Again, notice the direction of the wind out of the south. So it's bringing in some warmth, bringing in some moisture off the Gulf. It's going to allow daytime highs to continue to climb. So 71 for today, 79 the daytime high Tuesday. So a few neighborhoods flirting with that 80-degree mark, and maybe more of us reaching that Thursday with the official forecast for Baton Rouge hitting that point. Friday into Saturday, here comes our next front that's going to deliver our big change in temperature, certainly noticeable as we go from a high of 77 on Friday down to 62 Saturday, 57 by the time we get towards Sunday. So let's give you a first alert to what we're tracking next with this next front as we fast forward all the way towards the weekend. Here's a snapshot of the European model showing what appears to be rain moving in first and then the cold temperatures moving in secondary. So the cold front slowly advances through the area Friday into Saturday. Likely rain, that's what's to expect, but also a few thunderstorms. We can't rule out severe weather threat at this time. Certainly a little bit cloudy in terms of whether we can suggest a particular type of severe weather in terms of wind, tornado, hail, that kind of thing, or even the timing of such a threat for severe weather. So bear with us. We'll fine-tune the forecast as we get a little bit closer, but certainly does appear that we're going to be trending much colder heading into the following week. And here is a look at that with our 7-day forecast. So warmer than normal temperatures last all the way through the rest of this week. We'll watch for areas of fog in the next coming mornings. And then showers and thunderstorms begin to start to settle in as we look towards Friday and Saturday in particular as the front approaches and then eventually moves in. And you can see how that temperature drop is expected to take place all the way into the weekend. So if you're not going to be a fan of these warmer than normal temperatures, we will be cooling down and you're just going to have to wait till the upcoming weekend.